Welcome back. So today we're going to be covering our last section of chapter 1. So today is all about functions, and we're going to look at functions graphically, mapping, tables, and ordered pairs. So what is a function? So a function is when each input value has exactly one output value. So each input, I'm going to put in parentheses x because that's your x value. Has exactly one output value. Or y value. So when you're given just a list of ordered pairs, if there's any x values that repeat, then it's not a function, because then you have some input values that go to more than one output value. When you have a graph, if a vertical line intersects a graph more than once, then it's not a function. So here's some examples. So determine whether the following are functions. So I'm looking, is there any x values that repeat? 5, 3, 2, 0, -1, those are all different, so that's good. That is a function. If I look at this second example, -2, 0, 2, 3, 2. So the 2's repeat, so that's a no. This third example, -4, -3, -2, -1, -3. So those repeat, so that's a no. And I'll let you try 4 on your own and check your answer on Classroom. And then I'll do some of these with you. So I'll do the odds with you. So on number 5, we just want to check the x values. So I do see a repeating value, so that's a no. Number 7 looks good, so that's a yes. Number 9, I'm going to be checking if there's any x values that have a branch coming off of it. So this one does not have any of those, so it's a yes. So I'll go ahead and do 10 with you just to show you why it would be a no. It's got this branch here, so that indicates -1 is going to 2 different values, so that's a no. So graphically, it has to pass the vertical line test. So if I draw a vertical line anywhere, it should only cross through one point. So that means if I go like this, anywhere on the graph, it should only cross through one point. So where it becomes an issue is right here, because if I drew a vertical line through those, it's going to cross through more than one point. So that's a no. This one here looks fine. There's no values right on top of each other, so that's a yes. This one here, we've got a problem right there. So those two are directly on top of each other, so that's a no. This one here is a definite no. There's multiple places where it crosses more than once. 15 is yes. There's nowhere it crosses more than once vertically. And then 16 looks good. So I could draw these and it's only crossing at one point. So that's a yes. Sorry, not a no. Okay, I think it's, okay, there it goes. Last part of this. So graphing functions. So functions can be represented by an equation. To graph, you can create a table to plot the points. So in that top example, they give you the equation y is equal to 2x minus 3. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to plug these values in for x and solve for y. So for example, this would be 2 times -1 minus 3. This would be 2 times 0 minus 3. 2 times 2 minus 3. 2 times 4 minus 3. So I'd go ahead and solve each of those and write what I get. So that's -5, -3, 1, and 5. And then I would plot those points. So -1, -5, 0, -3, 2, 1, and then 4, 5. Here, and then just connect them. Okay, so we'll do one more of those together, and then I'll let you try the other ones on your own for practice. This one is pretty straightforward. We'll go ahead and do number 6. That's probably the most complex. So if I plug in -3, I've got 1 minus 1/3 times -3. So when you simplify that out, it comes out to 2. If I plug in 0, it's just going to be 1 because -1/3 times 0 is just 0. If I plug in 3, I've got 1 minus 1/3 times 3. So that's 1 minus 1, which is 0. And then if I plug in 6, I've got 1 minus 1/3 times 6, which is 1 minus 2, or -1. So then I could just go through and plot those points. And then 6, -1 is off the graph, so that's okay. We'll skip that one. And there would be my graph. And by the way, this here, that's just a stray mark. I didn't need to do that. You can try some of those on your own and check your work and make sure you understand it. So this last part is pretty similar to what we just did, so we'll do a couple of these together and then I'll let you try some on your own. So it says, given the domain, find the range. So they're going to give you an equation and then they give you values to plug in as x values, and then you just solve each one. So let's do number 8. So they want us to use -1, 0, 1, and 4. So 3 times -1 plus 1 is -2. 3 times 0 plus 1 is just 1. 3 times 1 plus 1 is 4. 3 times 4 plus 1 is 13. So my range would be those values, -2, 1, 4, and 13. One more example, let's do number 11 together. So this time it's just 3 values they want us to plug in, -4, 0, 6. So 7 minus 1/2 times -4, that's 7 plus 2, which is 9. 7 times -1/2 times 0, that's just 7. 7 minus 1/2 times 6. So that is just like 7 minus 3, which is 4. So my range here would be 9, 7, and 4. You can try a couple of those on your own and then check your work in the Unit 1 Notes Packet Key on Google Classroom. So great job. That concludes Chapter 1. So we will see you next time for Chapter 2.